Hello, everybody. Happy Monday to all of you. I hope you had a lovely weekend. I am in competition with this very considerate individual in my neighborhood that has bought a bike and insists on leaving it outside on the pavement to idle, and he revs it and he idles and he revs it. And I have many positive attributes in my character, but one of them is not patience after like an hour and 30 minutes that I'm waiting to do my video. So I apologize for any background noise that is just some guy with his bike that doesn't obviously have anywhere to go. I hope he finds his destination and gets over this wonderful sound of his revving bike. But in the meantime, if you hear a droning noise, and don't get me wrong, I love motorbikes. Okay, but I'm also considerate of my neighbors to some degree. All right, I do feel like this Mercury retrograde and the energy we're dealing with now is making us a little bit less patient than what we usually are. And I'm sure that some of you are struggling with this. Communication is also an issue. Please know that this is at least until the 14th or 15th of the month. So my advice to you is take it easy, take a deep breath when you can. Also, as much as some people despise the saying, to say it is what it is and accept things for the way they are is probably your best course of action with most things during this period. All right, we've just come through 2 eclipses. Things are volatile. We've got Mercury retrograde as well. Communication is a problem. I've had phone problems. My assistants had phone problems. My daughter no longer has a phone. Laptops, everything. Just try to be patient. It does unfortunately mess with technology in a big way and with our communication, verbal, written, and otherwise. All right, so try and just have some patience there if possible. All right, if you're new here, I welcome you very much. If you are not new here and you've been with me for a while, thank you very much again for joining me this week. What we do for the week ahead reading is we ask what is most important for us to know right now, what energies are around us, and what advice does Spirit have for us. Okay, so let's see what comes up. What do we need to know? What energies are around us this week, please, that need to be brought up? I'm using the Keepers of the Light Oracle today, which some of you have seen before. Okay, so let's talk about this, because whether you are religious or not, the energy or the consciousness of Jesus Christ is coming up, okay? I've seen it a lot in videos and this kind of thing. A lot of people are religious. This will just be wonderful to show that this presence is in your life. I do believe that most energies or archetypes or historical figures or religious figures do have an archetype or some kind of symbolism to everybody in some way or another. All right, if you are really adverse to Christianity or really adverse to paganism, that has nothing to do with the essence of the message that comes through for you. Okay, so literally the message today is not about necessarily Jesus. If he's prominent in your life, if you're very religious, if he speaks to you, then by all means that is wonderful, and he's coming to give you blessings and say to you, he reminds you that forgiveness is important. And if we read about Jesus in the Bible, that was what he was trying to teach, was forgiveness. Again, that might not be in your belief system, that you have to turn the other cheek or some of the things that the Bible teaches us. However, in this instance, this card is talking about forgiveness. This is talking about right now in this moment. Doesn't matter who's delivering it. It could be the Dalai Lama. It could be anybody, okay? It could be nobody. It could be a picture of a crystal, and the statement is forgiveness. This is the essence of the message, okay? So religious or not, that's something I can't stress enough. Whether it is coming through in any pantheon, whatever belief system, any country that the belief system comes from, the essence is from the card that is popped out and the actual message that it's trying to portray. All right, it's not telling you that you need to convert or believe in something that you don't believe in. All right, so this card says, you are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. Okay, so there's elements of that come through as well. If you know your scriptures, you'll also know that, or that relationship there that's behind it. But here it's talking about forgiveness. Father healing is possible. This is something that a lot of us struggle with, okay? And this is about healing a relationship with your father or a father figure in your life. It can be an uncle, it can be somebody who was a foster father to you, whoever it is. There's some healing that needs to happen here with a grandfather, whatever it is. Think of who the father healing could be in your life. There's certain elements of that that are coming up for healing. It's being brought to your attention that this, if there is an element of forgiveness that you can tap into, whether that's just accepting them for who they are without judging or trying to change them. Again, it's very difficult to do. I do not profess to have this down to a T, okay? I'm just a conduit for the message. But this is saying father healing is possible at this time. So this is something that you should try and tap into if it's something that you seek or that you need in your life. And forgiveness is the key element. All right, this can be really difficult at this time because also, like I said, communication's hard. If you're battling to communicate with your father, if you have difficulty with this area or your father figure, then this can be difficult for you. Something else I want to mention, and I'm going to be doing quite a few videos very soon on how I communicate with spirit, what happens, with regards to the dynamics around somebody who's passed and no longer with us. So keep an eye out for those because I'm going to be doing some specialized videos very soon. And the one thing I want to talk about is the fact that if your father figure is no longer around, this does not mean that you can't heal certain things, okay? You can do a meditation or some kind of exercise where you close your eyes and you visualize yourself sitting with this person and have the conversation, say the unsaid things. Tell them you forgive them, or tell them what bothered you that you couldn't forgive them for. Have those conversations. Otherwise, what you can also do is ask your guides and guardians to allow you to deal with it in the dream state. Allow you to have a dream with that person so that you can have that conversation or have an interaction with them so that there can be healing that takes place. Sometimes we need to forgive and that person's not there to physically say, I forgive you. Or that person has passed away and we can't say, I'm angry with you because you hurt me and you did this and that and the next thing. But you can still do that, okay? They are in a spiritual body now. And when we are in spirit, there's no body, there's no heaviness, there's no having to pick up a phone and dial a number. It's telepathic and instantaneous. And if you send out that message and say, I want to send you a message, I need to communicate with you, that's as easy as that. Literally, it's like picking up a phone line and they're on the other end. As long as you have sent the intention out, mentioned their name and said, I need to say something to you, that person will receive it on a level of consciousness that you maybe are not able to grasp or really fully consciously understand. But that's how easy it is. Okay, their communication is instant and much easier than ours. We are the ones dealing with the heavy earth energy, not them. All right, we'll get into that a bit more in other videos. All right, so what else do we need to know this week, please? What other messages are coming through? You can also write a letter to that person, by the way, and release it up into the ether. That's another way of doing it. The intention, you mentioning their name, all of those things, send out a signal to them that you are communicating with them. Okay, Kurnanos came up. Life force. He's one of my favorite characters, and some people see him as a very dark side of like Pan or one of the other horned gods from different pantheons, all right? But I think Kurnanos does sometimes make us dig really deep within ourselves. And I was talking to a client today, and I want to thank my friend who I often recommend to people, my homeopath friend, Dr. Candice Barnard, for sending me a video this week about the astrological meanings of everything. And it was a local lady from South Africa who, I'd forget her name now, and please forgive me, but she actually mentioned how this energy is and described it so beautifully and said that this is like dealing with a very, very deep body of water where you put a bucket down there with a rope and you let it go right to the very bottom of this really deep, dark body of water, which is yourself. It was an analogy for us and our emotions. And then you pull this bucket up and you dredge up all this old stuff that's coming up, but it needs to come up for healing. It was such a beautiful analogy of it. And that scares us. Okay, deep, dark waters scare a lot of people, and our deep, dark waters scare us. And that's what she was saying, is like it's digging down deep, getting that, pulling that bucket up and saying, let's see what's at the bottom here, and dealing with it and releasing it and let it see the light. So it comes up for healing. So this is talking about those kind of energies, because I feel like he really talks about those things we don't like to deal with. Okay. And also, a lot of the time, what we hide is our true passion and what we want to do with our lives and what we do and don't like. And we lose ourselves in other people and other things, and we don't do what we feel compelled to do, what would really make us happy. We try to follow it, but we don't do it with our whole hearts. This is saying, this is life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased as well. Okay, that's very interesting. And Kronos is that. He's about, fertility. He's associated with the rutting deer, all of that. So if there's something like that coming into your life or you're dealing with it, be honest. Express your passions. Maybe you need to express your passion to somebody. Maybe you need to let out stuff you've been holding in all the time, and this energy that's around us makes you blurt out things that you've been holding in that aggravate you, or you need to say to your partner or to a loved one. Sometimes we need to do that, okay? But try to, under this volatile energy, don't not say it, but try to say it in a gentle way. You can say to somebody, I think you're a complete idiot and I just can't handle how frustrated you make me. Or you can sit down with somebody and say, you know what, I need to speak to you because I'm feeling really frustrated. And I'd like to tell you why and see if we can sort something out. Do you see the difference between those two things? What results do you think they are individually going to give you? So you can feel very passionate about something, and this energy that's around us can make us want to just blurt it out and say, you know what, I think of you and where you can go and how you can get there. Try to handle it as well as possible. Try to keep the mental and emotional balance. It's not easy, okay? I'm not professing to say that it's easy. Let's see what else we got. What else do we need to know for this week, please? I feel like we only have a few cards this week, and then that's it. I think that's all we can handle, to be honest. Okay, the divine director, intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. Okay, that's very, very interesting, because he was just talking about purpose here. Express your divine passions, okay? Life force. When I was saying follow your purpose, follow what you feel compelled to do. If your purpose is happiness, you will always make the right moves. If you say to Spirit, please help me, direct my words. When I go and have that difficult conversation with that person, with my father, whoever it is, divinely guide my words so that I say the right things and I have the desired outcome. Let me express it from a place of love so that I have a positive outcome. You can do those things and they work. I've done it a million times. I promise you, even for a job interview. You can put it out there and say, please, let me have the right words. Let me not feel overwhelmed and sit there with a mouthful of teeth and say nothing when they ask me a question or say the wrong thing. Guide my words. If you go and you speak publicly, or you have to speak to your staff or hold a meeting, ask for your words to be guided. It really, really works. Okay, it works very well. And especially now with Mercury retrograde, with communication, you need your words to be guided. Ask for that. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided. Happiness is your purpose. I think that whatever's happening around you right now too, we might not understand it, we might not like it. Try to trust the process. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to keep these in your shot. And the last one is Diana. Okay. Again, we're talking about different pantheons. Diana is also Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, the archer. She shoots her arrows strong and true with focus. She never misses, okay? Focused intention is what is needed now, and it's difficult to focus at this time. I'm experiencing it. I know it. Our energy is all over the place. People are prone to depression now, all kinds of things. We got to keep it together. We got to keep our connection to the divine. You got to ask them and let them help you through it. Okay. Focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high and expect the best possible outcome. Sorry. If you set your sights high and if you have asked for divine intervention, remember, if you don't ask, you don't get. They do not interfere with our free will. But if you ask for that divine intervention, if you ask to be led, if you ask for your words to be led, if you ask for that goal to be reached and you set your sights high and you allow yourself to do that because you know you're not doing it alone, you know there's divine intervention at play here. I can set my sights high because I don't just depend on myself to reach certain goals. I work in consort with spirit to reach those goals. That's when things work out for you. All right. The bottom card I like to pull from the bottom of the deck now and then, and it's Serapis Bay. All right. Ascension. Move into your true self. And your true self includes the stuff that you're drudging up with that bucket from the depths. That's part of you. Okay. If you can embrace your darkness and embrace your light, that's what shadow work is. All right. That is when we truly can be ourselves and move into our power. Move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. This is a dark period for many. The light is here. The more honest you are with yourself, the more true you are, the more you have those raw, honest conversations, or those conversations that have meant to happen for years, whether this person's still with us or not. Those are the things that get you closer to your true self. Those are the things that bring healing. All right. I wish you much healing. I wish you a lot of divine intervention with whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, because I know everybody's dealing with something. And I wish you a beautiful week further, as always. Please take care. If you want to watch the video that I was making mention of that Dr. Candice sent to me, I will leave that link below actually. I'll leave a link to Dr. Candice if you need a wonderful homeopath that operates internationally and she does Zoom calls and all the rest. Really wonderful practitioner. So I'll leave all of that below. And just on the last note as well, I'm going to be starting a group comprising only of my existing clients because I've met so many wonderful, talented people. And I would like to bring those people together where we can actually interact and use each other's talents, because I've got clients looking for certain things and I know that other clients can provide those certain things. And I would love to get all of these like-minded people together. All right, so please keep an eye out for that. It's probably going to be a Telegram group. It's not compulsory. I'm not going to coerce you to do it. I will never make you do something you're not comfortable with. And if you are an existing client, you already know that. Okay, so it's just something that I'm mentioning because it's something I've been thinking about and dreaming about for a long time, and that's going to be implemented soon as well, including the other interesting videos. So keep an eye out. Have a wonderful week. I love you lots. Bye for now.